Assalamualaikum. Today we want to present about the inflation in Canada. First, I want to introduce myself and my group members. My name is Wanjuleka binti Undino.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Cik Nur Anjulika binti Cik Zaidu.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Hakim bin Muhammad Sharif.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nimam Faris bin Asri.
And hi, my name is Nurbalkis Nadirah binti Ahmad Zulkarnain.
name is Nurin Syahirah binti Muhammad Saidi.
We would like to express our deepest gratitude to our economic lecturer, Madam Nur Sabrina binti Zahari, for unwavering support and guidance through the assignment. Her insightful lecture, valuable feedback and continuous encouragement have been instrumental in shaping our understanding of the complex issues surrounding inflation in Canada. Furthermore, we extend our appreciation to our classmates and peers who has been a source of inspiration and support. Their collaborative spirit and constructive discussion enrich our perspective on the subject matter.
Do you know what is inflation? Inflation was a severe issue that frequently occurred in numerous nations. It may be the one of the most familiar words in economics. Some countries have seen inflation rates so high that their economy has lost all value. Inflation works when inflation occurs, money loses purchasing power. This can occur across any sector of throughout an entire economy. Inflation, known as demand pull, occurs when the demand side is main factor. Increase in money supply, government spending, exports, and other variables are to blame for the ongoing rise in demand.
Background of Canada. Canada is located in North America, and the total area of Canada is 9,984,670 km², which is the second largest country after Russia. Next, the population in Canada. The population in Canada has increased to 40 million as of 2024. 60% of Canadians live in Ontario and Quebec. There are many cities in Canada, but the population centers are in Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, and Ottawa. The economy sector that made economy in Canada growth is banking, manufacturing, mining, and service sector. The economy in Canada ranked high in the Global Competitiveness Report in 2019. Last but not least, the currency in Canada. The currency in Canada, known as Canadian dollar, which is the sixth strongest currency in the world.
10 years inflation data of Canada. In 2013, price in Canada went up by 0.9%. The inflation rate increased to 1.91% in 2014. It slowed down to 1.13% in 2015. By 2016, inflation was at 1.43%. In 2017, price rose by 1.60%. The inflation rate jumped to 2.27% in 2018. It eased slightly to 1.95% in 2017. In 2020, had a low inflation rate of 0.72%. In 2021, inflation rose to 3.40%. 2022 experienced a significant increase in inflation to 6.40%, and by 2023, inflation had moderated to 3.88%.
Trend and issues related to the inflation of Canada. Inflation in Canada is influenced by a variety of factors, including economic policies, global market conditions, supply and demand dynamics, and geopolitical events. The economy of Canada inflation is steadily growth in 2015 to 2019. It's influenced by dropping and gradual recovery in oil prices and economic growth. Improvement in the labor market contribute to wage growth, which supported higher inflation, the unemployment rate declining, and steady wage growth. In addition, by the year 2020, Canada experienced 0.72% rate of inflation. The world was facing pandemic-induced economic disruption due to COVID-19 pandemic, and it's also affected the economic activity in Canada, that reducing demand and causing inflation to drop significantly. In year 2021, the rate inflation is increasing to 3.4%, where the higher prices for gasoline, shelter, food, and consumer durables have put upward pressure on consumer inflation. As economies begin to reopen, demand for goods and services surge, leading to price increases. Next, year 2022, the rate of inflation increases to 6.8% because the gasoline price fell as well as food and shelter showed little signs of moderating. In this year, high inflation happened where the ongoing supply chain problems continued to drive up costs for goods and services. In the end of this year, overall consumer prices have risen by 11.4% during the past 2 years. Excluding gasoline, prices have increased by 10.5%. Besides, prices for many products and services that directly impact living costs remain elevated. To sum up, price growth for goods decreasing in 2023, down from 8.7% in 2022, amid the continued easing of supply chain pressures. Prices for gasoline, natural gas, and food contributed to a slowdown in non-durable goods. Prices for durable goods also increased at a slower pace in 2023 compared with the last year. Lower prices for furniture and household appliances also contributed to the deceleration.
Related information. Strategy and approach to combat inflation. First, we have reducing government spending can help lower demand in the economy, thereby reducing inflation pressure. Next, we have increasing tax can reduce disposable income and thus reduce consumer spending, which can help control inflation. Supply side policy also play a crucial role, such as investment in technology and education can improve productivity, while simplifying regulation can reduce business costs. Both can help control inflation. Next, we have implementing temporary price controls on essential goods and services can provide short-term relief from inflation, though long-term use may lead to shortage. Lastly, wage restraint through negotiation between employers, employees, and the government can manage wage push inflation, strengthening competition in various sectors can lower price by preventing monopolistic practice and promoting efficiency. Next, I will explain the effects of inflation. Economic effect. First, consumer can't afford to buy as much, which lowers their standard of living. Second, business and investor don't know what their cost will be. Third, it will lower the income of workers. Next, we have social effect. First, half are staying home and a third are spending less time socializing to save money. Second, 2 in 5 are feeling stress and anxiety due to inflation and high interest rates. Lastly, a third report paying more per month on debt compared to a year ago.
Way to overcome the problem of inflation using monetary policy. Monetary policy is the set of decisions that the government make. It is usually through in central bank. The monetary policy in Canada is conducted by adjusting very short-term interest rate. The goal of monetary policy are to preserve the value of money by keeping the inflation low, stable, and also predictable. Allow the Canada to make spending and investment decisions with more confidence. Overcome inflation using monetary policy or by open market compression, the buying and selling of federal government bond by the Bank of Canada. Bank of Canada can use deposit taker cash reserve as a lever to influence both the money supply and interest rates. Solve problem. First, monetary policy to manage inflation, to reduce unemployment, and to promote moderate long-term interest rate. With lower interest rate, households may borrow as what they need. This entails costly products such as vehicles, houses, and electronic goods. Second, fiscal policy by cutting tax. It is also the same as lowering the interest rate. The government directly employs workers and it also contracts with other business to develop and offer service. It offers customers the cash they needed to purchase more goods.
Inflation remains a significant economic challenge for Canada, driven by a complex mix of domestic and global factors. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the economic vulnerability to external shock, particularly through disruption in global supply chain and fluctuation in energy prices. Government stimulus measures, while necessary for economic recovery, add to inflationary pressure by increasing demand. The impact of rising inflation of households and businesses is profound. Households face reduced purchasing power, while businesses encounter higher operational costs, often passed on the customer. This dynamic necessitates careful economic management to balance inflation control with sustained growth. The Bank of Canada role is pivotal in this regard. By adjusting interest rate and using tools like quantitative easing, the bank aims to manage inflation and stabilize the economy.